sun goes down, the stars come out, and all that counts is here and now. My universe will never be the same. I'm glad you came.
One commonly forgotten antebellum movement was how the American visual arts were created. Even though art did exist in the Americas, it was mostly European art. But then, in the mid-1800s, American artists began to take a new identity for American visual arts. Let's take a closer look at the people who impacted American visual arts. The three we will cover in this edition is Thomas Cole, George Bingham, and John J. Audubon.
As a young lad, Thomas Cole showed great passion towards the idea of landscape art. Cole developed his great artistic talents and went on to study at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. After he completed his education, he went on to do amazing things in his life, including creating an informal alliance of landscape artists known as the Hudson River School. His influence on the course of American landscape painting was profound, and his works influenced numerous young painters. He sought to create a higher style of landscape that could express moral or religious meanings, and is noted for his allegorical subjects. He had a profound reverence for nature, which he depicted sometimes as tranquil and beautiful, yet respected the potential for nature to be powerful and unforgiving. He makes the viewer feel as though man is helpless, overwhelmed by the powerful forces of nature. One of his most famous collection of artworks is The Course of the Empire, a series of 5 paintings that tell a very deep story.
The Course of the Empire was one of the most historic collections of paintings ever to exist in America. And what's sad is, you never hear much praise about it because they are often overlooked. Now, Cole specializes in landscape paintings, but his portraits, they absolutely sucked. I mean, they just were flat out not good. But his landscape paintings, those were something special. In the first painting in The Course of the Empire, Cole creates a distinct mood in which both man and nature are savages, and this can be expressed by the dark clouds and the wild-looking nature. In the second painting, Cole creates an exact opposite mood in the same place, as now man and nature have become friendly with one another. In the third painting, man has temporarily overtaken nature, and I stress temporarily because nature can never truly be surpassed, as it is above man. In the fourth one, I find this interesting because there's a lot of chaos and that's interesting. But the fifth one, or the Calming of the Storm scene, is actually my favorite. Now the reason for this is, in the fifth one, Cole delivers his message that nature is truly above man, and that nature is our teacher. We should learn from nature. We should function in the same way as nature, in which we live a peaceful life and not a chaotic one. That way, we will be successful.
If you thought Cole was good, let's take a look at George Bingham.
George Caleb Bingham, another young artist with great potential, was born in the 1800s and was able to attend the Dusseldorf School of Painting. Bingham, like Cole, portrayed nature, but added another element that Cole didn't stress, the common man. Being a very important element in the Romantic era, the common man added a new flavor and was able to enhance his art to a whole new level. During the course of his lifetime, Bingham painted more than 300 portraits, at least 60 paintings depicting the everyday life, and at least 30 portraits. Bingham's genre of art immortalized the common man, and his paintings rank among the nation's greatest treasures. He is one of the classic painters of the American West, and he was one of the first artists from Missouri.
Fur trappers descending the Missouri captures a glimpse into the life of the common man. Unlike Cole, Bingham was a realist and immortalized the common man. This idea was reiterated in the Jolly Flatboatman in Fort. He uses light to show the common man enjoying his life. The luminosity focused towards the center of the painting creates a completely different mood from the fur trappers.
Last but not least, let's take a look at John J. Audubon.
Born as an illegitimate child in Haiti, John J. Audubon would go on to become another successful painter in the American antebellum movement for visual arts. Ever since he was a child, John J. Audubon grew a close and dear connection to nature, more specifically birds. With his With his ability to portray birds, he was able to take these paintings to a whole new level by adding immense detail to the animals themselves. Unfortunately, his father got in the way of his hobby and sent him off to military school for a short period of time. Luckily enough, he was able to end his military career quickly and go back to what he loved most, that is, portraying these animals. One of his most famous conglomerations of artwork is known as the Birds of America, or a group of paintings that portray different kinds of birds in different environments.
John J. Audubon took nature to a whole new level by painting both plants and animals in his artwork. He would add immense detail from the leaves on the branches to the feathers on the birds. Although other artists of the antebellum movement would paint nature, John Audubon would mostly paint animals, more specifically birds. Audubon was a very interesting man in that he glorified nature so much. Back in France, he would take long walks in nature and just be perplexed like a kid in a candy store. He would become in awe, and it would be very difficult to remove himself from this state. Audubon's only flaw was that he killed the animals that he loved so much just so he could paint them. But overall, Audubon's paintings of nature greatly strengthened the antebellum movement on America. Now a moment of silence for the birds who gave their lives for John J. Audubon's artwork. Silence for the birds.
All in all, Thomas Cole, George Bingham, and John J. Audubon were three very impactful artists of the American antebellum movement. Their impact on society was so tremendous that we still talk about them today. Catch us next week when we talk about the American Civil Rights Movement, and thank you for joining us today.